Hi, everyone. We're here at the European Blockchain Convention, the 11th. Now I'm Alona, co-CEO at Reblock here agency. And with me now is Philipp Bohrn, Managing Director at Bitpanda. Hi.
Hi, it's amazing to be here. Thank you.
Very, very thankful for you joining us today. How has it been so far? How do you like the event?
The event is great, actually, meeting so many different people and having this fruitful exchange between so many parts of the industry. Awesome, honestly.
Great. We're going to talk a little bit about the micro licensing and regulation approval you guys have. You're one of the first ones, I think, to get something so comprehensive. Tell us a little bit about the onboarding process for users. How is it changing the processes for them? How do you see them enjoying what you were able to achieve for them?
So first of all, we even got free micro licenses in Europe now, which is far the most than from any others. And one of the things we have seen in the process is that our history of working on regulatory basis, especially over the last 7 years, gaining license after license has really paid off because it helped us gain the trust of regulators, understanding on our side what we need to do, and therefore having the real easier way of getting it because we already know what to do. So luckily for the client on the onboarding, doesn't change so much because what we do have, we have AML compliant processes since quite a while. So we onboard users using the local jurisdictions, ideas and necessities and do it in the, let's say, easiest way possible for the client and make it convenient.
That's very interesting. And what do you see in terms of user trends? What have you seen in the past year maybe that is different than what you've seen before? What do you expect to happen in the next year or so?
A couple of things. I think the one very big thing is at the end of the day, users have become even more interested in the crypto world. We have seen 1 year ago the election in the US, a lot of take on from perspective of the users, but also from more infrastructure perspective, from more institutions that are having more interest now. So we see that this has an impact on how the industry works because more and more professional players are joining it. That's quite exciting to see for all of parts because, first of all, crypto usability is up. But what we also see that more and more traditional players are now realizing that without crypto, that they are falling behind and that especially young people are more and more using that as their entry base to all investing.
Great. I think a lot of, the changes that we've seen also from the US and also in Europe in the past year definitely contributed to that. So do you feel like the next year is a growth year for us in that sense? Or do you think it will still we're still in that part of the hockey stick and it will probably come a bit later?
I honestly think the next year is going to be a very relevant growth year. We have seen a lot of basis building this year. Again, with corporations, be it on our side with the BTS, working with more and more, not only in Europe, but internationally, seeing the payoff of a lot of professional players kind of saying, wanting to enter the market, that will be, as I say, more and more the hockey stick relevance part where there is a payoff in adapting, there's a payoff in understanding, and then this can lead to new applications.
Cool. And we've seen AI basically taking over almost any area of our life, personally, professionally. How do you feel like it is embedded in the traders and the crypto users' habits and then capabilities?
In so many different ways. I mean, let's start with how we use it in Bitpanda for, in the one side of personal efficiency, huge thing to add more and more tools there, but also using it in the way of preparing communication, in the way of how to work professionally, but still efficient internally and externally. That's kind of the one thing. What we see a lot of our users are now using that as know-how understanding tool, chatting with them about how they invest, better understanding of portfolio theories because they are getting communicated in easy ways, in ways and times when the users wants to know about it. And that's the moment we need to see him happening there. There are some of them are more experiments on the sense how we could chat with the AI that are already in the market, and some of them are more in the phase of getting into the market. So in so many different areas.
And I think one last question would be, how do you see the trends in Europe and the users in Europe compared to, other areas where Bitpanda is operating in? Do you see something unique and special that's worth sharing with our viewers?
I think the most special thing is that that's not so different. Worldwide, we see sometimes a higher adoption rate, a lower adoption rate, and that is in Europe also in some areas higher and lower. But what is similar is a couple of main things. Young people tend to want to invest first in cryptos, in those kind of areas where there is high liquidity, which is actually the right time to go into volatile markets, is a time when you're young because you have the opportunity to still grow, and if you lose something, it's not so bad for you. So actually that's happening a lot, and that's worldwide. But it also means that suddenly we are going in the time in the next 5 to 10 years where traditional players will not have those clients anymore because the global and European players have actually captured them.
Very interesting. Any last words you want to share with our viewers today?
It's great to be here. It's a wonderful event. And at the end of the day, it's about connecting. And that's what's going to make us great.
100%. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.